Hi guys, what's up, Tax here. Today we are here, more F1 2001 career mode, and today we are here with round number 5 in Spain. And this is a slightly different configuration of the track than we see nowadays, but it's really just the last couple of turns which are different, which I'll point out later on in the lap. But this was my fastest lap in quali, quite sideways through turn 1, and obviously we're hoping to get a decent result here today, and obviously in the race as well. Obviously San Marino at Imola wasn't exactly the greatest race for me. We still managed to somehow come home 7th, but when you think there's only 12 finishers, it wasn't actually that amazing. But this one should be a lot better for me, a track I do know quite well, one I've driven a lot on previous F1 games, not just on 2014, so I should know this track well. But let's just see what happens in the race, because who knows what can happen in this game. It all goes all over the place sometimes, and I think that's what makes this game really fun to watch. And now into the last part of the lap, and going into the last sector split here, the second sector split there. You can see we're nearly 8 tenths up on our best lap time here, but our best lap time was at a 1:33 currently is our best lap time. Yeah, our last lap time wasn't very good, or our only lap time so far wasn't very good, because I think, look, you can see by all the black lines all over the road, I kept spinning it, and I think that's something I've got to really realise about this game. You spin a lot, and basically this is the part of the track, basically that short straight there. What's different? It's not that sort of ending up sort of the little chicane at the end of the lap. There's none of that, and basically it's just a nice sort of curve at the end of the track, not a little chicane, which is kind of annoying. But 10th place on the grid, not bad. But then you look at Marquez. Well, as I said, a lot of people don't think he's very good, and he ended up 9th place. So yeah, not exactly the greatest of qualifyings there. 10th place though, still top half of the grid, so I suppose that's pretty decent. Got to watch out for any stallers off the line here. Nobody in front of me stalled, which is good. It means I can get a nice clean start without having to dive around anybody. Some wheel tracks all over the track there, not too sure if they're from qualifying or what. But down to turn 1, we're trying to look to get a couple of moves done. We're past Marquez and Montoya, and now we've got Nick Heidfeld in his Sauber, but we're around the outside of him pretty easily. And now we've got Frentzen in his Prost, I think, in front of us here, and already up to P7, so only 1 place outside the points already, which is really good. And yeah, the Prost of Frentzen. I can't remember, Frentzen's a weird driver. He went to a lot of different teams in his career, and we dived down the inside there of David Coulthard, and that wasn't even supposed to be a move on Schumacher, but I think there's a little bit of contact, but nothing too big, which was good. It means that we can get through, and we're up to P5 now, so it's already looking good. We haven't lost the red cars, we can actually see them, which is a big surprise, considering how quick they've been so far. And a little bit quicker through there as they've got the more downforce, so that means they can keep to the road a lot easier. But down to this braking point here, we should gain a little bit. As you can see, the Ferrari's trying to drive side by side. That's probably not the smartest thing to do if they actually want to get off into the distance here. Driving side by side is not too clever. They're still driving side by side. Barrichello is definitely not being number 2 driver today. No offence to Barrichello fans, but I guess that's pretty much what he was sort of at as Ferrari as the number 2 driver, even though it was a very good driver, I must say. So P4 on the first lap, a very good start, 10th to 4th, got to say. That is one of the best starts we've had this season, and Häkkinen about 9 tenths up the road. But we've got Schumacher, Ralf Schumacher that is, right behind us, and he's going to be looking for a move into turn 1, but we're going to brake incredibly late, actually close up onto the back of the McLarens, which is good, and Ferrari's still not off into the distance, which means for us we've got actually a small chance of actually maybe getting in front of one of them here if they slow up a little bit. But you can see Häkkinen is really sort of going now away into the distance, so it's going to be tough here to keep up with these guys. Obviously we know they've got a better car, but if I can sort of wring the neck of the car in a way to get the best out of it, I might be able to get onto the podium here, which would be an amazing result considering how much of an up and down season I suppose we've had so far. So Häkkinen, very slow through this middle sector, I found out, really. I don't know why, but they just seem slow. And this corner here was where they seemed fast, but generally through the middle sector they were quite slow. But that turn there has really enabled Schumacher to be right up behind us once again. Now looking to the outside of Häkkinen, we're going to try and go around the outside. Yes, we are. We're going to use, we're using second gear out the outside of both of them and managing to get up into P2, right up behind the 7-time world champion, Michael Schumacher. Obviously he wasn't a 7-time world champion back then, but you get my point. So we have, what, 4 laps now to go and try and get the win, and what an amazing result that would be if we can go and get a win here today in Spain. It would really help us out in the championship, but most importantly for me, I think it really is like getting that momentum going in the season. Once you have the momentum of getting good results, generally that helps me out a lot, and that's something I never had in my F1 Championship edition, was that momentum and getting those like 2 good results in a row. I get 1 good result, but then I could never follow it up with another good one. And I think if I'd got that run going, I honestly would have had the confidence up, and I might have been able to go on a really good streak of good results, but it never happened, did it? We only had like 3 points, I think, in my 2 seasons of Championship Edition, but obviously we do have that role of McLaren Reserve. Anyway, I'm trying to get that out quickly because we've got down the inside of Michael Schumacher here, and look at that. That was a good move, wasn't it? Down the inside of Schumacher when he wasn't expecting it. And yeah, sorry, I was sort of rambling on about some other thing, and then I did the move, and yeah, basically, yeah. So into the lead, and what, we've got 3 laps now to try and defend it. And what an historic result it would be for Jordan to go and get this win here today. Obviously, Jordan had won races previous to 2001. If I remember back to 99, I think they've won 2 races? 1 or 2 races, I'm not too sure. But yeah, that wasn't clever, was it? To lead the race, and the pressure got to me, and I was going a bit too fast into the turn, and Michael, being the legend in Formula 1 he is, goes back into the lead of the race, no hassle, and he's already got over a 2-second margin. So yeah, that's basically Michael Schumacher summed up very quickly, isn't it? Extremely fast when he needs to be, and this is when he needs to be, because he's got that pesky Jordan driver called Alex, quite challenging here today. And so what, 3 laps to go now. And I've got to say, we're faster than Michael, but it's whether we can actually keep it on the track for the last 3 laps to actually get the result. Even second place, like at this time I was like, second place would be amazing. Finishing in second would still be some, 6 solid points and put us up the championship quite a bit here. And obviously we're in this Jordan, our teammate John Lacey is just doing nothing this season. It would be a very good result for us here today. And we might, if we get this result today, we could go on like 5 bad races without scoring points, and still we've done sort of decent over those sort of 6 races, if that makes any sense whatsoever. So I was thinking this result is very, very key. Not just because it will, put us up in the championship, but it gives a sort of a bit of a room for error in a way to the other teams we're fighting in the championship, which I'd say are Sauber and Jaguar probably the sort of most realistic sort of competitors in this championship. You guys can let me know in the comments. Maybe BAR as well. Sort of those are the maybe people we're looking at as competitors. But today we are very out of our league, aren't we? Up the front with the big guys, and what we've got 2 seconds to not Barrichello. It's actually Ralf Schumacher in 3rd place there, which is nice to see. Ralf Schumacher is actually very good in this season as well in real life. But it was actually, I think if I remember correctly, it was Coulthard, I think, that was 2nd in this championship in real life. So yeah, but I think Michael Schumacher had like double the points of Coulthard in this season. So even though it was Coulthard's best year in Formula 1, he was still way off the lead of the championship by the end of it. So what, 2 laps to go now. Yeah, it's getting a bit tense here. I'm like, I've got to get a move done soon, because he's just going to keep going, and he's not going to stop, is he? That Ferrari was pretty damn consistent in its reliability and also its race speed. It was never like maybe some races it was out there like by miles, but it was generally just faster than everyone else, like the Mercedes was in 2014. So looking for a move here around the outside. Is he going to be able to get that move done? No, we're not. We ran out of road, went a bit too fast into the turn, that move didn't stick, which is a bit unfortunate, but it means we've got a nice slipstream down this next straight here. I don't know, whether you get the slipstream this far back, I don't know, but it's given us a chance maybe into the braking zone here to look down the inside. No. Okay, I was looking at it, I was like, yeah, we probably could get that move done, but I decided to back out of it at the last minute there, because I don't want to end up crashing into Michael Schumacher here and losing loads of points. And another mistake at that turn. Yeah, it's not looking too good, is it now? Because he's got the lead. There's only going to be 1 lap to go, and he seemed to be able to, hang on quite well. He hasn't sort of fallen for the pressure that some other drivers have this season so far. And look at this, he's just so fast through those sort of high-speed corners. That's where I lose all my time in this game, is through the high-speed corners. Just don't have that confidence. But yeah, we're here the last lap of the race, and Ralf Schumacher's right behind me as well. So I've got to watch my mirrors as much as the car in front as well, because I could lose second here. And obviously every point does count in this championship, or every point helps a huge amount, especially if you're driving a Jordan. If you're in for a Ferrari, for example, and finishing second, you feel like you had a bad day. In Jordan, if you finish second, you feel like you've had the best day of your life. So 7 tenths to Michael and 3 tenths to Ralf. Obviously that goes up and down considering where we are on the track, but This seems like be like a good part for me. We're in the slipstream. We're looking to the inside of Michael. We've got the lead of the race on the last lap of the race. A little bit sideways on the exit of the corner, but we've got the lead of the race. Michael Schumacher still there in second with his teammate, his brother I should say, Ralph, right up behind him. So looking like so far a good race, a really good race, and hopefully this can bring home 10 points here if we just, we don't do anything silly in these last couple of turns. We run wide though, and Michael gets past us here. I don't know what's happening, but why we lost so much time on the grass there is annoying, but that's just how it is, isn't it? So we lost a lot of time through just accidentally going a little bit too fast into the corner and losing all that time. Now we've got Ralph right behind us here. We know he's fast through that final turn, so what's going to happen? Well, exactly what we didn't want to happen. We run across the gravel. I try and squeeze out Ralph, but we lose out on second place by don't make me do maths right now. A couple of thousandths of a second. 14 thousandths of a second, I think. So 1.100. Okay, I'm just going to stop there. Anyway, a good result, but then a bit of a frustrating result at the end of the day as well, because we realised we could have had that win through that without that tiny little mistake on the last lap of the race. But I guess that is motorsport, is it? Sometimes it is amazing, and then they could just all go wrong in the one corner or whatever. But yeah, so that is it. I'm still pretty upbeat about that race. It was really good. I really enjoyed it. Finishing 2 seconds behind the guy which is probably going to go and win the championship in my career mode is pretty awesome. And obviously Ralph in there as well. And where did Häkkinen finish 10th in that race? Wow. So Häkkinen, he was closing the gap, but now he hasn't scored any, and Michael's got the gap up again to 18 points, nearly double the points again. So yeah, that's it again, guys. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Obviously those solid points help me up the championship a bit, and help Jordan keep ahead of Prost, Arrows and BAR. And yeah, until next time, it's been Alex Maude. Goodbye.